There's two reasons for the central bank. One, to create currency. Two, to be a lender of last resort for reputable banks. My notes say reputable banks. Did I write that down correctly? Was that kind of the original thesis for the Fed and the idea of a central bank? At the end of the book, I think you've got a quote or kind of a reference from Yellen, current Treasury Secretary. It seems like her new interpretation of the role of the Fed, instead of being a lender of last resort for banks, is now a lender of last resort for everyone. And I thought that was just such a stark contrast from how things have changed.
Thank you so much for zeroing in on that. That is exactly what she said when I interviewed her in 2020. And I think to her, it was sort of conventional wisdom when she said it. But to me, historically, it just made me about fall out of my chair, because what she's saying is the following, okay? The Fed was created to help banks in the case of a banking panic. So, First National Bank of Boston, to take a totally hypothetical example, would be facing a run on its deposits during a panic. But if the bank was sound, the Fed was supposed to give it an emergency loan. And this was really key so that we didn't have these crushing panics as we used to have in the 1800s. What Yellen is saying is she is fully internalizing the expansive role that the Fed is playing now, which has expanded incrementally over particularly the last 30 years, which culminates, and we can kind of work up to this, but in 2020, we faced a remarkable historic financial crisis because of COVID, but the crisis was intensified by what the Fed had done by stoking up so many asset prices like the stock market. But in 2020, the Fed stepped in and didn't just bail out the banks. It bailed out directly. It bailed out the hedge funds, the private equity firms. It, for the first time, directly purchased corporate junk debt. It purchased the debt of mid-sized businesses through this so-called Main Street lending program. And so what Yellen is saying here is that the Fed is going to use its power to create new money to bail out the entire economy in the case of a downturn. And that's exactly what it's been doing. But again, it's been doing it in a way that I think benefits mostly the financial system, the big banks, the hedge funds, the private equity firms, while doing very little for actual, wage earners in America. So it's a pretty expansive view of Fed power.
Hi, I'm Alex. Thanks for watching the show. Make sure to hit that subscribe button, but even better, make sure to follow us on Odyssey, follow us on Rumble, and text us 203-646-5159. Text the word Monopoly. You'll be subscribed. You'll get updates about when we're going live, our latest videos, and we'll send you even a little goodie bag. And in the event that we all get banned from big tech, we'll still be connected.